Hello, I'm Peter Cashin, the new CEO of Kintavar Exploration Inc., which is formed as a result of the rolling in of XXIX Metals' outstanding Roger Copper Gold project in Chibougamau, with Kintavar's existing multi-commodity property portfolio throughout Quebec's major mining camps. Part of the portfolio that Kintavar brings is the Yannick property, which is gold property in the Nelligan Gold Camp, which is currently a 75-25 joint venture with IM Gold. IM Gold is the operator. In addition to that, we have two sedimentary copper projects in our Michi and Wabash properties in southern Quebec near Mont-Laurier. But I'd really like to talk to you about the Roger project. And by way of history, I started my career in 1985 in the Chibougamau camp. And my first assignment was the Roger project. Back then, it was called MOP2. Through 3 years of exploration, mostly diamond drilling, and then ultimately leading the project underground to try to understand the structure, I'm quite familiar with the project. I thank the OR group for having brought me in order to, with my experience at Roger, to advance it. Some of the additional work that we had done on the project is SOCAM undertook significant diamond drilling, mostly as definition, to bring the project to both an indicated and inferred resource. So in total, there's about 535,000 ounces of gold equivalent related to what was interpreted at the time as a copper gold porphyry, felsic porphyry intrusion. By reviewing the core most recently from the SOCAM core, I identified the potential of the project hosting volcanogenic massive sulphides in that a significant intersection of 7% zinc, about 0.5% copper, 4 grams of gold, and 85 grams of silver over 7 meters were fully within an ultramafic. Ultramafic intrusions normally don't host volcanogenic massive sulfides, so it led me to undertake a review of all of the historical core, and in doing so, we identified what appears to be a volcanogenic massive sulfide exhalate, or key horizon, indicating the possible building of a significant VMS somewhere on the property. Most of the work that had been done was really oriented towards copper and gold. Very little of the more modern means by which to evaluate the fertility of the volcanics was not undertaken. So that was my objective. We put the VMS intersections, volcanogenic massive sulfide intersections, into 3D space, and we identified that in actual fact they seemed to indicate a continuous horizon at the same level over approximately 1.4 kilometers, which I think is really outstanding. So that led to me going up to Chibougamau, pulling out the old core, reevaluating some of the geology, and what I started seeing in actual fact, as opposed to intrusive rock, I was starting to identify the presence of volcanic stratigraphy. So that led to our interpretation that we are potentially seeing the development of a rhyolite dome or a felsic dome, which commonly underlies significant volcanogenic massive sulfide deposits, certainly throughout the Abitibi area. More notably, strong analogies to Agnico Eagle's LaRonde deposit, which is a 59 million ton massive sulfide deposit, which is particularly rich in gold. I mean, it's about an 8 million ounce gold resource in addition to copper, zinc, and silver. So with that premise, we did a lot of additional sampling. We just received the results now. We're going to be putting them into different assessment diagrams to try to comprehend the affinity of the volcanics as to whether or not they're fertile for VMS. We're dating the intrusion to ensure that it's the right age of rocks in the epoch that built massive sulfides within Chibougamau, and then ultimately use some of the deeper holes along the entire strike of the deposit to see if there's the presence of an off-hole conductor, which might be indicative of a volcanogenic massive sulphide. I'm really excited about it. I think our work certainly supports the model. And if indeed we confirm the model, identify some off-hole targets, the next stages of exploration would be deep drilling. To date, only about the first 350 meters of vertical extent of the deposit has been defined. The idea being now is to undertake some deeper sections, about anywhere between 500 and 500 meters vertical, or about 200 meters deeper than the deepest drilling historically. Undertaking downhole geophysics, looking for alteration zones, looking for off-hole conductors that would be indicative of the presence of a massive sulphide, or we might even be lucky enough to hit off a VMS right off the top. If that's the case, then it really underlines the upside potential of this kind of project or this kind of deposit being developed in an area of the Chibougamau camp that has been underserved. We're really excited about this. We're really ready to go. We're going to be official on September the 9th. And then from there, building a team, building a deposit, and moving the project forward. Anyways, thank you very much for hearing my story. We will certainly be updating you in the future about our activities as we advance not only Roger, but the Kintavar properties themselves. Have a nice day. Thank you.